and welcome to another episode of Lee Street Beat. I'm Sandra along with S. Hacker and Tina Man, and boy, the last 24 hours in the Trump administration has been something else. Michael Cohen has pleaded guilty, admitting his participation in a high-level cover-up, giving hush money and implicating the president as well for paying off his porn stars and Playboy Bunny. In an effort for them to hide his pimping, they really engaged in criminal conspiracy. Along with that, your boy Paul Manafort is guilty as well. Hey, I'm telling you something. The news has just been popping off. How did you take it? How did you take it, Sherry?
I took it well because, again, it's everything I expected it to be, with the Manafort jury. And again, they said one of the juries said it was one person on the jury. If it wasn't for that one person, he would have been convicted of all 18 charges. And they asked the person, why were you holding out? And the person didn't give an explanation, not one explanation. But it took that one person to hold out on those other 10 counts. Otherwise, he would have been 18 for 18 guilty.
Well, I'm surprised that one person went along with the other 8. That person actually, they're saying that she said because she had reasonable doubt on some of those things. And I'm going to tell you, that judge didn't help none. The prosecution made it kind of difficult to follow, because they had so much of the paperwork. But, I'm be honest with you, if he would have got convicted on just 3 counts in each thing, that'd have been fine too. Mm-hmm. But listen, he's 8. They knew they weren't going to get all 18. Mm-hmm. A lot of times, especially in federal trials, they like to overload, and juries know that they're overloading. But this woman is apparently a Trump supporter at all costs. She's part of that 30%, and no matter whatever it was said, it was okay with her.
Right.
That was it.
Because one of the women, who were on the jury, she's also a Trump supporter. But she said, it was what it was, And again, she was willing to convict on all 18. One of these women was not the holdout, again, and she was a Trump supporter. But she initially thought that it should have been like a tax audit. Now, I don't agree with that. I think it should have been what it was, which is a federal trial. Because again, if I, or Sandra had done those, it would have been a trial. So that,
of course, listen, this man got $63 million in unreported income.
Right.
And then when he did file, he falsified tax records.
Right.
I mean, it's really cut and dry. It's one thing to say, well, I don't want to tell because I got the money from a foreign entity, but it's another thing that, I got this money and I'm going to falsify these tax forms so I can get a loan to live this lavish lifestyle. I mean, in the whole scheme of things, if you got $1 million and you buy a $15,000 ostrich jacket, that's not a big deal. You go buy a new Mercedes-Benz cash for $100,000. That's not a big deal. Not when you got $63 million. That's not a big deal.
Right.
But the thing about it is, he knew he was doing it. He was getting this money. He knew the money was illicit, and he didn't want nobody to know. And then his boy Rick Gates, there's no honor among thieves. He was stealing from Paul Manafort while Paul Manafort was getting illegal money. So what can you say? Everybody was happy. Everybody got paid, except for the U.S. government.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the president called him a great guy.
Oh yeah, and the president also is being very sympathetic about Paul Manafort's situation. Talking about he thinks he's got a raw deal. I mean, we got the president talking like he is a gangster. He's talking about people shouldn't be flipping and that it should be against the law, and he's hyping up Paul Manafort, saying that he took it like a man. He didn't trick. He didn't bow down. And it's like, I can't believe this is the president of the United States talking like this. I mean, it is just mind blowing where we're at. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. The seams are busting open, you know, and his whole presidency is really coming and unraveling at a very, very fast pace right now.
Too fast for him
Yeah,
to deal with.
they're,
His Twitter
they're coming
fingers
in
can't
from
keep
all
up with it.
sides.
Right,
You know,
right.
I mean, Donald Trump is basically the illegitimate president of the United States. I mean, what is saying?
And he knows it.
Yeah, he knows
Right.
it, and everybody knows it, and they're dancing around the thing. Basically, the electoral system got hacked. They gave him enough votes so he could become president, and he did it with the help of the Russians. And you know, they want to say, well, you got no proof. Well, yeah, we do got proof. The Russians is a state-run hacking organization. They wanted Donald Trump to win. They weren't going to just sit there and throw bots on Facebook when they had resources to do other things. And so what if you caught them? This is the way they look at it. So what? You caught me. I did it. What are you going to do about it? You going to put sanctions on me? Well, you know what? Them sanctions, you know, they might sting a little bit, but it ain't crippling their economy. It's not like they can't go get oil. It's not like they can't conduct nuclear war. It's not like they can't do more cyber bullying and snooping and extortion.
I mean, they're like 18th in the world, you know, for their economy. So it's like the only reason why they have such a world stage is because they got nuclear weapons. They don't have the economy near any of us, you know.
But you know what they're in the top 3 in? Hacking. They are excellent at hacking. As a nation state, they're one of the best.
Yeah, they're the best. I wish they had that lottery system so I can win, though. That's what I want to do. I can find me a Russian friend so I can win, so we all can enjoy the spoils of the crime.
Oh, you're gonna share? Is that what you're saying? You're gonna share?
Yeah. Hey, what do I care if the state? Listen, when my Russian friend hacks it and gives us $400 million, if you get 50 million, Sandra get 50 million, and I keep the rest, are you gonna complain? I don't think so.
I'll be quiet as a church mouse.
We might have to talk about that split, bro.
I don't care about the split because I have $0 million now. You know? So that's a come up.
Is a lot to be thankful for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a come up.
Yeah.
So, you know, Michael Cohen is really, really giving the president a hard time because he is willing to tell everything. And then, you know, you got your boy, David Pecker, who is also tricking and has been tricking the last couple of weeks. They say that he's in a bad way. Omarosa says that Melania is ready to leave him after the midterms. I think she's probably ready to leave him even before she came to the White House, but be that as it may, she's there.
Melania definitely said as soon as his term is over that she's gone. So that means, you know, if he's gone, if he's impeached and removed from office at the midterms, she gone. If it's, what's it, 2020, he might be gone. The sooner the better. And I think it's good for the whole country. Even though people don't believe what we're saying, they just don't know a good thing that is coming to them. When
It'd be good for the world when he's gone.
The world will be a safer place.
Oh, definitely.
Then we have another demon to deal with, you know, just like the 3-headed monster. So,
Mike Pence.
Yeah. But again, who's to say that he's not involved in this somehow? He had to know something at some time. Nobody's that dumb.
So far, you haven't heard of any allegation of Pence getting any kind of profit. Him and Mother, you know, are still in the same, you know. They're still in the same place. They haven't. If they're doing it, they're keeping it low key. You know,
I
mean, show any signs of lavishness. He ain't went out and bought a brand new tractor or combine, or you know, or took his Mexican vacation on the Riviera. You know,
do something.
So yeah, they're. You know, I don't know. Maybe he'll go to maybe one of the Canadian football games where players of African descent don't kneel. Maybe that might be more of his liking.
Well, good luck with that. Because even in Canada, we are there.
Yeah, well, you know, they're Canadians. They don't count, you know, like those Black Americans.
Oh, okay.
They're so
You
ruthless.
know, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Donald Trump has been nothing but a bully. And you know what? Whatever's done in the dark shall come to the light. And he has, it's just watching, it's just like we didn't know this was going to happen. It's like everybody knew, I mean, that didn't vote for him, that this is not going to end well. But the whole thing about it is that I believe so much is going to be revealed. I think that it's going to be revealed. National Enquirer, they had a safe full of all of Donald Trump's secrets. And they said that they're not sure where that contents is at. But you know what? Some things may turn up. I'm telling you something. His whole life is just going to be an open book. And that's the last thing that he wants.
Oh, yeah, because he wants to be able to write the narrative and change it on a daily basis. At first,
Did you hear that Fox interview?
You know, at first he was like, well, I didn't know until later. Well, again, he said he didn't know about the pictures until later. Well, again, I know we're on the internet. When did you think you knew? Because at first he was like, ask David Cohen. I don't know anything about it. Now is I didn't know till later. And then,
well, that's a lie because Michael Cohen has the tapes.
Exactly what he was talking about. Right.
And him and Rudy act like that's not even a thing, you know. It's a thing. We all heard it.
Well, Rudy came out and said, you know, the truth isn't really the truth. So again, we could just throw him to the side and etch a sketch whatever Rudy Giuliani says from here on, because again, he's just he's trying to say whatever Donald wants him to say, and then sometimes the truth slips out. Then he gets whacked. Then he comes back and said, well, you know, I didn't mean that. But again, if an attorney comes out and says the truth really isn't the truth, well, again, according to my Webster's dictionary, yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Well, there's supposed to only be one truth. There can be different opinions, but there's only one truth.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, hey, a Playboy Bunny and a now president, him paying the Playboy Bunny off, yeah, that's truth.
Well,
That's not opinion.
Donald Trump only hired the very best.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
5 out of 5.
I know the best people.
You know,
all of them is gangsters.
Yeah, all of them convicted.
I just want to say this. Lincoln had his team of rivals. Trump has his flock of felons, and that's
exactly
rather. So
exactly.
Trump and his flock of felons, you know, they're on the run. You know, there's 5 convictions, and the thing about it is that Rudy, Donald Trump, and David Pecker, they go way back.
Oh yeah.
So they go way back.
Rudy keep talking, and he gonna get served too.
Oh, Rudy's on the way out anyway. I don't know why, you know, he doesn't think that he is, but yeah, he's on the way out.
He was in Scotland golfing when all of this broke. He's like,
and that's the best place for him.
Hey, he got off the grid. He's like, no.
Yeah, I'm out of here. And you should be. You should have been gone. You shouldn't have taken the assignment. But again, they will say, hey, how can you turn down the president? When he's illegitimate, easy.
Yeah. So, you know, speaking of Omarosa, her book, we did talk about her book being on the New York Times bestseller and it's number 1.
Number 1.
Omarosa's husband is getting sued by the HOA. They're saying that their home is in despair. It has moss upon the roof. The swimming pool is a breeding ground for mosquitoes. And also that the grass hasn't been upkept. So the Daily Mail has pictures of the home. It's a nice looking home, you know.
They just need somebody to come and cut the grass.
Yeah, you know, I mean, hey, I got a house similar to theirs in Florida. I don't live in the area, but I'm quite sure they can find a decent landscaper.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, Paul Manafort's landscapers are available.
Oh man, Paul Manafort paid his landscapers a lot of money, man.
Yeah, you know.
You know what?
Miss him, boy.
Out of the Cypress account.
Since Paul is going to be working in the prison yard, maybe them landscapers will give him a break, you know.
Yeah, they gave him a break.
The man hasn't time to take care of his home because he's preoccupied with his young wife, Omarosa, and everybody knows that she's hell on wheels. You know, he's a middle-aged man. You know, he's 63 years old. He's trying to keep up with that young girl with that fiery, you know, Haitian background, you know. So.
Yeah, well, you can't. That ain't gonna get you out that HOA thing. And you know what? They will pile fees on top of that too, my brother. You know.
Oh, I know. They talking about $11,000 in fees already.
Yeah, they don't mess around. You know.
Well, I mean, she's got this money from the book coming. They should be all right.
Oh yeah, they'll be all right. Listen, they'll probably go ahead and let that house go into foreclosure and move there to Boca Raton and buy them, you know, like a $3 million house, you know.
There you go.
Because you know,
she's gonna need some guards. She's gonna need some security guards.
You know, so you know.
Maybe the church could take it out of the building fund.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe they put something in the building fund. That's what I'm saying.
You know.
Well, you know, let me say, but like this, he better keep it above board because you know they're all under this the eye and scrutiny. And if Jeff Sessions even hear a hint that she's doing something wrong, you know he gonna be down on her.
Well, again,
Jeff Sessions bucked today. He bucked on the president. He's like, you know, man, you stop bullying me, man. I'm trying to keep my job. I'm trying to keep my license. You know, Donald Trump should be ashamed of himself. You know,
he would if he knew shame.
To get the American public to agree with. He's saying that crimes aren't crimes. You know, he described the things that Paul Manafort got convicted for, and he's saying that crimes aren't crimes. And then you got, you know, Rudy Giuliani talking about truth's not truth. It's like, you know, lies are lies, okay?
For sure.
No, Kellyanne said those are alternate facts.
She's an idiot.
You know who I like in Kellyanne's camp? Her husband, because he tells the truth.
Oh, yeah. You know what? They may be divorced after this. You know what? Hey, he might hook up with Melania.
Hey. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, you know. Hey, well, they both get a nice exchange, you know.
Yeah, they have a common enemy.
And he gets Melania, they, you know, both in the eye of the beholder, nice-looking women, you know.
And Kellyanne gets boot.
You know, she could tell him about how Donald's such a great, wonderful husband. Even though
I mean, and he's so fortunate because he gets to go online and see pictures of her naked before he ever even, you know, gets to date her. How about that?
Oh, yeah, you know, that's that selection. You know how you go to a website, hit spin and order what you want? All right.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, and then we got Barbara Underwood. You know who Barbara Underwood is? For those who don't know who Barbara Underwood is the New York State Attorney General. Eric Schneiderman had to resign due to some scandal. So Barbara Underwood took this job. They didn't know who they were getting, but basically they got them a pit bull and pearls. She's the kind of woman that Trump likes.
Yeah, right.
Very unattractive. She's intelligent. She's smart. She's polished. She's educated. The kind of woman that Trump likes. You know, Trump likes them bimbos. He likes them to look pretty and not know nothing. This one knows everything, and her beauty is in her brains. And she is going after Donald J. Trump and Donald J. Trump's foundation and its board, which includes not Melania, but Ivanka, Don Jr., and Eric.
Right.
Pulled Eric into it.
Yeah, through Eric. Now, we know Eric is like, you know, he's 2 steps ahead of Barry.
He's slow, but he in there.
But anyway, so Barbara Underwood is going there, and she said that, what was the term? It was a pattern of persistent illegal conduct by this foundation. A pattern of persistent illegal conduct.
I'm gonna tell you something. There, you know, it basically said that there was never ever any time that this foundation operated properly. Never. And part of the foundation, when they were paying back Michael Cohen for paying off the
Playboy,
the Playmate, they paid him out of that fund, and not only did he get paid back the $150,000 that he did, they paid him like 400 something, you know. So he got a nice little bonus for doing that, and they paid it out of the foundation. Are
Well,
you
you know,
kidding me?
that's what foundations are for, Sandra. Why
That
are you
is
so
not what
alarmed?
foundations are. And I'm gonna tell you something. Barbara Underwood is gonna learn today.
That's what his foundation was all
Well, you
about.
know
That's
what?
why it
Listen,
was shut down, and that's why they got
Mm.
charges for the whole family.
Right. Well, that's something to discuss at Sunday dinner.
you know, Rudy been talking about that. You know, Bob Mueller got to go dark. You know, after September 1st. Now, I'm
Man,
hoping that Barbara Underwood rises up on September the 2nd and perp walk Don Jr., Ivanka, and Eric. And she can't
okay.
get Ivanka. She just do Don Jr. and Eric. Walk them right down there on Fifth Avenue and put them in that police car, arrest them, give them mug shots.
Yep.
Deny him bond because you know they fight
Trump
this,
is
so
not
they
running
might
for
run
president,
somewhere.
so they don't have to listen to that. He's not running. They don't have to listen to that.
Yep.
You know, if Donald was running, that's different. But these are
No. Yeah. You know, Mueller might have to listen to it, but she ain't gonna listen to it.
Oh no.
And you know what? He can't pardon him. He can't do nothing. Who he gonna send to help get him out of jail? Hey, his fixer's been fixed.
Well, no. He's been put out the pasture.
Right. Go send Rudy to help him and see where
somebody
he
got to
gets
bail him out.
Well,
I'm sure Jared got his Jared to go get them all out.
no,
Well-
Jared. Hey, check it. As pretty as he is, he doesn't want to go near a jail now.
Well, then he'll have to go to the bail bondsman.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
He didn't want to be too close.
they may deny him bail, you know, so
Yeah.
you know, so hey,
Yeah.
listen, listen, everybody knows this is gonna happen. You know, it's gonna be a firestorm. It's gonna be raining, you know, hail and brimstone from the heavens in Trump world.
And true.
And that's what happens. You reap what you sow, and this man ain't sold nothing good. All he sowed is evil and destruction and misery, and it's gonna come back on him.
Absolutely.
And
Look
you
at that.
know the old adage, what they say about karma.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it has an appointment and it has your name and location.
Right.
And,
don't
and
know
it
when
also
it's
reminds
coming.
me of that song that payback is a dog.
You know, and again, all the people, because again, he was known for not paying, you know, people who worked on, you know, on his buildings, you know, vendors and subcontractors. He was known for not paying them. He would rather take them to court than pay them. So
And
again,
then he would say, "I'll never settle." And then he goes to court and settles. You know?
again, because you know, again, it's either settle or I go to jail. Yeah.
And don't forget
Yeah, but
Michael
you know what?
Avenatti. You know, now his scoop with Stormy Daniels, he can depose him. We know that he's going to just go all in on Donald Trump. He's
Now
waiting for
what?
this.
Again, it's like back in the day, he's going toward the paint.
I mean, Michael Avenatti's talking about running for president. So, I mean, come on, you know.
Yeah, but again, if Donald Trump could become president, it's open to all sorts of people.
Well, yeah, that's the problem. You know, we really need quality people. You know, I'm gonna tell you, Barack don't spoil us. Barack was is the gold standard of what a president should be. Smart, articulate, compassionate. I mean, he wasn't perfect in everything he did, but he tried to do the right thing. He tried to be good. And the low bar
righteous man
was George Bush. But now George Bush is like, hey, you know, it's like the middle. And Trump, you know, you just can't go no lower than Trump. You know?
And again, George Bush walked away from Trump's, what was it, his inauguration. He was like, that's some weird shizy, and I'm using shizy, but you know the really word I want to use. And again, that came out of for it to be weird for him.
That
says, man, really?
That's because George Bush come from good lineage.
Mm-hmm.
His mama and daddy had good sense. And you know what? And nobody's going to question his daddy. He's got intelligence. Now, Trump, you know, he's questionable.
Did you see in the Fox interview, he said that if he got impeached, that everybody would be broken. He said, if it wasn't for this, is he serious?
Is he talking about his hair?
I mean, who does that? And who think that, like, we gonna really, like, think that that's what's, like, keeping you there, and that's what got you.
Well, you know what? Let me tell you.
No. This is really gonna get you. It's like, how can you impeach someone who's doing a great job?
He is not doing a great job.
In his mind, he is.
And not only that, if they impeach him, it ain't gonna be but 1 or 2 days. Stock market will bounce back. It ain't the
Yeah.
Trump because he's in there. The stock market was up before he
It'll be
got
down
there.
in the morning.
And
It'll be up in
it'll be
the
up when he leave.
Exactly. It doesn't depend on the presidency.
Right. Well, maybe Putin told him that, and that's a line he want to try out.
Well, maybe that's what happened in Russia.
No, that doesn't happen in Russia because what happens in Russia is whatever Putin wants, Putin gets.
Yeah.
Who has buyer's remorse? Putin. Again, imagine if you think you bought a politician, you think you can have some sway and it will go well and nobody will discover. This is the worst purchase ever. I mean, all the secrets are coming out. This guy hadn't even done, he won't make it through a full term.
Yep.
I
And
don't know if he's gonna make it to Christmas. I really don't.
oh, he'll
Yeah.
make it. You listen. He'll be hanging on a little bit longer like that. He may not make it to the end of this year, but coming in 2019, but he'll make it to Christmas. What's it?
It all really depends to me on the midterm election. If the Republicans get slaughtered, I'm
gonna tell you something.
Well,
When it goes downhill, it goes downhill fast.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just say this, and the pendulum swings both ways. If the Democrats win the House at this election, this midterm election, they got 2 years to do what they need to do, and they better do it quick. They better quit arguing and bickering and figure that out later. Exactly. And they need to, call people up on the Hill with subpoena power and and compel them to speak.
Who I would really like to be compelled to speak is that Nunes guy, Nunes, whatever he is, the Republican that was over the House investigation.
Oh, Devin Nunes.
Yes, I would love for him to be
investigating him because I believe he got something to hide.
Oh, he has a lot to hide because he helped.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? You never know what this investigation with Mueller uncover. And you know what? We got to talk about Don McGahn, the attorney for the office of the president, and Donald Trump gave him permission to go speak to Bob Mueller, and guess what? He unloaded everything, his guts, to Bob Mueller.
30 hours.
30 hours.
And you know what? See, here's what Trump don't understand. These folks know that if, for whatever reason, that if Republicans don't keep the midterm election, that they're going to be vulnerable and they're going to be coming after them. And these folks got a career. They want to have another job. They don't want to spend no time in jail for Donald Trump.
Right.
They see him as a not quite the Titanic, but listen, that boat got a lot of holes in it and it's taking on a whole lot of water.
Right.
And again, and they're jumping the ship into a boat that Mueller has coming up toward the Titanic. If you want to get on the good boat, there's your chance. And they are jumping for that good boat.
Right. And those folks lying for him like Hope Hicks and Sarah Huckabee Sanders,
Yeah, and Omarosa said the only reason he hired Hope Hicks was because she looks good.
And that she's
also that's his MO. He always
Jared as well. But yeah.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? If Hope go to jail, she won't have them beauty looks.
Oh yeah, she'll look a little different in jail.
Yeah, a whole lot of different.
She might have a few braids.
She'll have her hair braided. It'll be gray.
Oh, she gonna have some braids.
And she
might come back with a few tattoos.
Come back with a couple tattoos.
Hey, check this out.
Jailhouse tattoos.
If she come back.
Yeah. Well, all depends. You know what? All depends where she go and how many years she get. Age her.
It all depends on how much she likes to shower.
Okay.
Well, hey, I heard about the showers in the men's prison. I don't know about them showers in women's prison, but I guess you know what you're talking about.
Hey, I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, that's your most vulnerable point. And it's not like, I want a private shower. No, dog. You're in prison.
Yeah, so
you get the general, you pretty now, but you still get the general prison shower.
Everybody gets cut in prison.
Yeah,
That's why it's best to stay out the best you can.
I know.
Oh, I also want to talk about the little simple boy, George Papadopoulos. His wife was on MSNBC talking about that he want to withdraw his plea because she has a exculpatory thing. Now, he's only getting 6 months. He's probably going to be up there in Oxnard, Wisconsin, which is basically the country club of prisons. he got one count, lying to the FBI. She admitted he lied to the FBI, and her point was that, well, he had nothing to do with none of this financial stuff. Well, you know what? He lied. The man they were trying to catch, because he lied, he got away. That's why he's going to jail. If he would have told the truth and said, and you know, then he wouldn't have no problems. But he decided that he want to lie and protect Trump and talk to Paul Manafort and all these other people. Guess what? They can't help him.
Yeah, because you got now. Good day.
Now, if somebody knows poor George, please tell George, go ahead, you know, and cut your losses. You only got 6 months. Now, you withdraw that plea, they give you that withdrawal, and they throw about 5 other charges on you. You'd be looking like Paul Manafort. Pretty wife will be gone. She will leave you.
Okay. And he's
but this is the beauty of it.
He's going to do some of that.
Go ahead, take your 6 months, tell them that you're going to do your time, and you can request to do an Oxnard. And so it's the country club. You get to ride the bus to town to go see the movies. You can go to dinner. Your wife can come and visit you. It's like a picnic setting and everything. And she can see.
I don't think that wife's coming to visit, man. I'm just putting it out there.
Well, listen, I know a guy up there, and he said his wife came to visit him every weekend, you know. And,
all right, but that was that guy. This is a different kind of chick, right? But what I'm saying is, but they go through all kind of inspection. I'm talking like bodily inspection just to be able to visit. I don't think she's gonna do that, man.
This is the country club.
Pack up Victoria's Secrets and come up every weekend, maybe not, huh?
Exactly. This is the country club.
Victoria's not allowed.
This ain't Supermax. Well, you know, like Bogdanovich, where he's in there.
It's like going camping. Nobody. Like glamping.
Yeah, she's not the glamping type, I don't think.
Well, you know, listen.
You could dress it up all you want to. It's still sleeping outside.
I know she needs some help with English because that was a rough interview, man. I saw it was a little rough.
Yeah, it was rough. It was too rough. And you know what? And her sound legal advice ain't sound. She shouldn't be giving advice. She should just tell him, go there and ask for mercy, see if you can get less than 6 months.
She should simply tell him, be quiet and do your time.
Somebody should tell her be quiet.
Yeah.
But you know, she's going through her crisis right now. You know, she don't believe the truth that is true.
I
that her husband's going to prison.
Everybody involved in Trump world is tied with some kind of Russian or Ukrainian or Belarus. Michael Cohen's wife, she's, I believe, Russian or Ukrainian. This girl is either, what is she, Russian or Ukrainian? You know?
Again, they went to that website, man. Spin that wheel, get you a wife.
You know, I mean, they're picking up beautiful women, but you know, it's like poison lollipops. You know, there's something with these.
Man, what do you have against lollipops, man?
I got nothing against them except when they're poison. You know.
Hey guys, we got to wrap this up, man.
All right, we're gonna wrap it on up. Just want to shout out to everybody who came out there last weekend to Lee Street Beat. Sandra was out there in the park. You know, had a good time. We had plenty of technical difficulties. Everybody's using up the bandwidth and microphones is not working. But, you know, we gave it a valiant effort and we tried. We're going to try it again at another date. And, of course, this time we know what to look for so we can troubleshoot those problems ahead of time. Next week is going to be kind of we'll do it next week also, and maybe even breaking news. You know, if Robert Mueller drops down something on us.
Yeah, that will be wonderful.
Absolutely.
Yep. And don't forget, you know, we got Aretha's funeral coming up. I believe it's on the 29th. You know.
It was 31st.
Whatever it is, you know, we know it's coming up. So, and there's a few more things coming up in here, and so, but be safe, be diligent, and stay up. So, until next week, this is Lee Street Beat with S. Hacker, Sandra Tucker, and T the Man, and we hope to see you again.